Love. I've been in love with women before. Doesn't happen often. I would say I'm pretty picky. But now, before you're all, we're not so hard yourself, mate. Maybe you should lower your standards, yeah? Hey, whoa. It's not about the bodacious booty and whatnot. I really fall in love with the dream and the person that they are. It's hard to explain. It's some internal whatever. Okay. So my very first crush's name was Abigail. I was in first grade and it lasted until fifth grade when I finally asked her out on a date and she wrote me a letter saying that she just wanted to stay as friends. And the funny thing about that letter is that I was so confident she was going to say yes that I skimmed over it and I assumed that she was just too shy to say yes to my face. I went a whole week thinking we were dating. I chatted with her at lunch, hung out with her at recess, like nothing happened. I showed my friend the letter and he just looked at me with this disappointed face and he said, "Dude, you're a fucking idiot." She said no. And I went on to cry the whole bus ride home. That's my first quote unquote heartbreak. But I don't really count it because it wasn't really that devastating, I would say. Now, my first real heartbreak. Yeah, yo, wow. This is a doozy. I'll use fake names here. Let's call her Kelly. When I was a sophomore, I had a friend group that merged Johnny, Ricky, Ryan, Zach, me, Kelly, Sasha, Emmy, and some other girl. I can't remember, whoever, whatever. I met Kelly at a big Christmas party thing that we had. Right on site, I was like, yeah, yeah, I like you. She had my heart. I got her number that night, like the absolute Chad I am, and texted her once. It wasn't until summer where things really kicked into gear. Kelly started a group chat with everyone, invited us over to her place to make oobleck. You know that like slimy weird stuff. I don't know what it's made of, but it's science, man. It's cool. I didn't give a shit about the oobleck. I just wanted to hang out with her and the gang. You know, my homies could wingman for me, and we'd all just have a great old time. So I get there first, and an hour passes, and it's just us. Everyone canceled but me. Now, it's a weird circumstantial one-on-one thing, and I'm like, do you want me to stay? Yeah. And I was like, oh, she wants me to stay. That's so cool. Yeah, all right. She gets the oobleck bowl, and we make a shit ton of oobleck. And then at the time, it was kind of hard for me to spark conversation with people. I don't really know how, but with her, it was just so easy. We talked about what we do with our 16-year-old lives, careers, and we're just joking around, throwing shit at each other. And now it's 2 hours in, and we both reach into the oobleck bucket and our hands touch. And I immediately pull away and I'm like, I have to make a pee. So I pee and I come back and she's putting the stuff away. I'm just chilling, hanging in the kitchen like a dumbass. She tells me to wait for her in the basement, so I scrum down and I'm like completely sweating and happy and full of youth and whatever. And she comes down, we just opened a can of worms. She let me know how much she appreciated me being the only one who showed up, and I was like, yeah, I wasn't that far. My mom, she was able to drive me, and it was whatever. I don't care. We get into some real deep stuff. I don't get specific into it, but like, yeah, it was deep. We ended the night when my mom came to get me, and we texted for the rest of the night. I'm texting the homies like, yo, and I'm already in love and weird and stuff. And they're like, so you know, I'm like a romantic and shit, and I be doing cute things or whatever. So the days go on, and I'm going to our soccer games. We have some painting days. She bought me a ukulele so I can learn music. That's what you do. I would play her favorite songs. She also had this tree house in her backyard that we would go in just about every night of the summer. In that treehouse, we would light candles. Candles that I made. Oh, yep, that is right. I made her fucking candles. A lot of them. And they smelled divine. We would sit there, listen to music, make playlists, show each other some music, talk about what made us happy, what made us sad, and what gave it blah blah blah. We were certainly exclusive. Well, that's to me. We were more than friends. This little dweeb was in love, and it felt like for the first time in his short life someone was feeling the same about him. But somehow, amongst all of that, of what with little time we were apart, something else was happening behind the scenes. There was an imposter. There was someone who didn't like us spending time together, and that was Ricky. Ricky and Kelly had a thing back in the day that I knew briefly about. Kelly told me that it didn't work out, so I was like, oh, all right, that's cool. Kelly and Ricky ended up texting about me one day, and those messages were shown to me. I found out during a day at the end of summer that Kelly and Ricky had kissed right after an afternoon where her and I hung out. Ricky came over and stole a smooch. Shattered. Absolutely devastated. For some reason, Ricky and I continued to be friends, but I slowly pushed away from Kelly after she told me everything that went down. She said she didn't mean to lead me on. I'll tell you, that was the first time I ever went numb. That's for sure. I felt nothing. I felt so fucking empty. This poor 16-year-old squonk. So just like that, it's over? What did I do wrong? I know we're young. You really meant a lot to me. What did I learn? Never trust no bitch with a what? Hey, okay, no. It was like a personal experience. I'm not gonna hold back or some shit when I like someone or whatever, or hide my feelings. That's not. I don't know. Don't ask me questions. Although I haven't been remotely close to being in a relationship since then, it hasn't scared me to try. Honestly, I'd say afterwards I've had the chance, but I'd be the one who would cut it off. I guess what I learned is I think it's just nice to know when you really want something, and that feeling is very reassuring. So, thanks.